Hey y'all, long time no see. It's Permission No More, aka Kima. I think the last time I've been in here was over a year ago. Um, I missed my 2 year surgery by documenting a video. So much crazy stuff has been going on in my life. Um, the last time I was on here, I think my weight at that point in time was like 275, 265, somewhere around there. Um, my maintenance range was between 225 and 232. That's what I was on. That was like the lowest weight I had ever gotten down to. Um, and that was sometime last year, right after August. Yeah, right after I had just came back from Florida. I actually got to do some really fantastic things with this weight loss surgery that I was never able to do. I took my son and we went to Universal Studios. I got on a plane for the first time with my son and my boyfriend at that point in time, and we had a fabulous time. We stayed out there for 9 days, and I was on the beach, and you couldn't tell me nothing. I was just too fly out there. I was had my Fitbit on, and I did over 100 miles. I was walking 10 miles a day. I was doing everything. It was me, my boyfriend, my cane, and my son, and we was going to Universal. We went to SeaWorld. I mean, we went to Wet and Wild. We went so many places. My son got to feed stingrays, and I mean, we just had a beautiful time. It was absolutely gorgeous. And when I came back home, it was time for me to get a Synvis injection. I don't know if you know what a Synvis injection is, but I had osteoporosis of the knee. I had a knee surgery that was botched a while ago, and with the weight loss, I was able to do a lot more walking and a lot more things. My highest weight was 432, that was documented, and my lowest weight got down to between 225 and 232. That was my maintenance range. So I had had some difficulties. I had been in the hospital twice after my gastric bypass surgery. I had two obstruction removals. One was done, I had my surgery in January of 2013. My first obstruction removal was done in October of 2013, and then again in June, right before we were getting ready to go on vacation of 2014. And then it seemed like after that my weight loss had kind of nearly slowed down or almost basically had stopped. But that was like around my lowest weight that I had gotten. I think things were going okay, besides the drinking, the problem that I had. But we all try to mask our problems and what's going on, and some people do it differently. And I was having problems in my relationship, and I didn't want to feel like I was like everybody else and was going to lose their man, or things weren't going to be the same. I thought I was going to be the exception to the rule, and unfortunately, that just didn't turn out to be the case. Um, Me and my boyfriend of 5 years were no longer together, and I don't even know if we're still good friends. At one point we were, but things just really got really bad between us to the point where we just don't see eye to eye. When you're bigger, you take a lot of things and you do a lot of things for other people, and you start to exert yourself more openly for others. And I don't know if it's an acceptance thing, or I don't know if it's basically just in your character or your nature to do so. But me, I was a bitter person for a long period of time, and then with my surgery, I became a more outgoing, friendlier person. And the person that I became, and the person that he became as a result of his surgeries. He didn't have gastric bypass; he had eye surgeries and other things. But we just became two different people, and because we had invested some time into it, we thought we could try to work it out, but that didn't work out. So it is what it is. Everybody goes through it. Unfortunately, I wasn't one of the lucky ones to stay with their mate. But seems like lately these days I'm just another statistic in what's going on in the weight loss community. Um, a lot of times we think that weight loss surgery is the hardest thing that we have to do, and the struggles that come with it and everything else, and we think that after we have surgery that our life is going to be hunky-dory, and unfortunately that's not true. A lot of things that we have, some of our ailments they do simmer down some of the fact that we may be on the cusp of having diabetes. I wasn't one of those, but a lot of people, their medications seem to lean away when you lose a lot of weight and stuff like that. And sometimes you just do some things and you think that everything's just going to be great and your life is going to be better for the rest of your life. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case with me. I just recently got out the hospital again, where I actually ballooned up to 309 pounds. And the reason that I ballooned up to 309 pounds was because I started being on medications. I started getting Synvis injections that no longer worked. And I was fighting the undeniable because I could no longer work out. The pain had gotten so bad in my knee that at 41 years old, I had to get a total knee replacement. So I just got out the hospital. I had surgery on the 16th, and I just got out the hospital. I'm going to show you that sometimes things aren't always what they seem. Put it down a little bit. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, by far this is way worse than this is way hell worse than gastric bypass surgery. I tell you, that makes that look like a walk in the park. And what makes it even really hard is that after my gastric bypass, I started to get rid of a lot of people that I felt were unnecessary in my life because they were trying to take advantage of me, or they weren't beneficial. They were trying to put me in bad situations. And I was left literally with probably about enough friends to count on my hand that are actually dependable. And going through this surgery really made me see who is there for me and who is there with their hand out. So I'm basically doing this all on my own. I have my son as a teenager. I don't put anything on him right now, and I don't want to. I probably won't. He just got accepted into one of the greatest high schools, Staten Island Technical, which he passed his Shazat testing and got high enough to get accepted into it. That was his first choice of high schools. It was really hard, but I'm proud of him. He did really good, and his head's in the books. I'm not trying to take away from that by any means necessary, especially where I live. It's a very hard survival rate for children out here, and he's gifted, and I'm happy about that. And my struggle and me and the way that I handle things and I keep going, I think has been an inspiration to him. And so with me getting rid of people that have been leeches and getting rid of people that have their hand out all the time or just, is selfish, I've shown my son that, you don't need everybody to be on your side to help you out or say that they're quote unquote helping you out, that you can do for you. It's just unfortunate that, I thought that losing weight was going to stop the inevitable of me actually having to get knee replacement surgery. At 41 years old, I'm going through the most traumatic thing in my life, having to have physical therapy in home, soon to have a home health aid because the circumstances are really that bad. Right now it doesn't seem like that because I'm talking to you, but I actually have to walk with a walker. I can't walk without a walker. The mobility in my leg is horrendous, but I'm fighting for my life, and I'm going to continue to fight. So I just want people to know that just because you have a bariatric surgery and you may lose a couple 100 pounds and stuff like that, it doesn't mean that everything's going to fall into place, that you're not going to have any problems down the line. I mean, I get all the time, oh my God, you lost so much weight. Why did you have to have a knee surgery? Like, still? And I'm like, yeah, I had damage this during being overweight. I had osteoporosis. I had meniscus missing. I had a botched surgery. And I should have taken care of this years ago, but being that obese, nobody wanted to operate on me because imagine how it is hard for me now, which when I was in the hospital, I think I said my weight was my highest weight I think was 315, I had just said. In the hospital, when I got admitted, I was 303, but because of the, the fluids that they give you, I had ballooned up to 315. So now that I'm home, I'm actually at 289, I believe. I weighed myself this morning. I'm at 289. Taking water pills and, eating right and doing the right things. Of course, the weight is going to come back off, but it's still extremely hard, especially when you have a knee replacement and you can't hardly bend your leg or get up out of the bed for the most part and have to be taking a water pill and be running to the bathroom. I mean, there were some moments where, just put it like this, I didn't think I was going to make it, but I'm a survivor. I was born in this world alone. I'm an only child, and I'm going to be out at this world on my own. Right now, I'm definitely not dating. I'm looking to go back to school after my knee is healed up and continue on, go back into the work field and doing retail management. That's something that I loved. Or actually looking to get a degree in psychology or doing some kind of social work. I was actually just told that I would probably make a great parent teacher coordinator because of my skills with dealing with people and my advocacy on children and getting a great education and doing right and trying to help other parents. So there are many options open to me. My life has gotten way better since I have gotten the things out of my life, or the people out of my life that seem to have hindered me and brought me down and made me feel less than what I needed to feel. Sometimes, when you lose all the weight, it's not the physical weight that you actually have to lose. It's sometimes the mental weight. And I wasn't ready to adjust to that. I was ready to keep some of those people by any means necessary. And sometimes those are the most toxic relationships to keep. It's just a comfortability issue of being with them for such a long period of time that you don't want to let them go. You want to try to fight, but some fights are just not worth winning. And the fight for myself is definitely more than that. So, hi guys, came in for a few minutes, said what I had to say. I can't promise that I'll be back unless something usually dramatic happens, then I come back on here. But I have been creeping and watching videos on here and, here and there with seeing and listening to what's going on. I try not to get too consumed by it because sometimes staying on YouTube and listening to what everybody else has going on weighs on your mind, and then you see what other people are going through, and sometimes it gets you off track of what you need to do. But I'm so glad that I had a chance to check in. I thought this was something important to document in my journey. The reason I haven't documented anything else is because I was too busy living life and doing things and going on trips and having fun and, exploring things that I didn't have, and then dealing with the relationship issues and self-depression and everything else. So I didn't really want to document the dark side, even though it may have helped somebody else. But I wanted to just document the things that my journey was most important to me, and I think that me having this knee replacement surgery is definitely a big step in my life. So maybe I'll check back in maybe a couple of months to let you know how the rehab went and if I have full mobility, because I woke up in the middle of my surgery with them popping my leg in place. I had 15 years of stiffness and my muscle wouldn't move. So I actually woke up during the surgery of him popping it in, and because of the pain I passed back out, and I actually had to tell my doctor that, and he was mortified that that happened because he was like, no, you didn't wake up. And I was like, yeah, I remember you did this and this, and he's like, I was like, yep. He was like, I'm so sorry. And then he told me, he said, well, if your knee isn't showing any kind of responding and more flexibility because of the stiffness, we're going to have to put you back to sleep and pop it again. And I was like, oh no, we're not going through that again. So right now it's physical therapy every day. I'm taking medication to just get me through it. It's horrendous. I'm crying my eyes out every day, and if I can do this alone, I can do anything. So thanks guys. I miss y'all. There's a lot of people in here in this community that I miss, and I love you. I hope you are all doing good. And the videos that I do check in, I'm gonna start to leave a little comment here and there, but on a mobile phone it's really hard to do, and I usually watch them at nighttime. I usually don't get on the laptop. So bye guys, it was good seeing you again. Love y'all.